Thursday's live episode of Impact means we are officially at the go home show for Turning Point. And TNA has just dropped 2 bombs for this episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sudden Impact, your premier destination for news and stories about TNA wrestling. We are not just getting a great match on this live episode, we are also getting the shock return that instantly reshapes the entire World Championship picture. Elijah, yes, Elijah is back for a live performance, and we're breaking down exactly what that means for Nick Nemeth and Mike Santana. Plus, the first announced match for this episode as Jason Hotch takes on Cedric Alexander. If you thought TNA wrestling was slowing down coming to the end of the year, think again. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. This is Sudden Impact. So TNA Impact is live on Thursday, and they are going to the legendary Full Sail University. Now, if you're a long-time wrestling fan, you know that Full Sail is synonymous with NXT Black and Gold. But TNA is looking to write a new chapter in that building's history. It's a hot crowd, an intimate setting, and it guarantees high energy. Most importantly, this is the go-home show for the Turning Point event, happening the very next night. Everything that happens here is designed to build to the event for Friday. Contract signings, confrontations, and most importantly, impactful moments. TNA is delivering that right away with the biggest news. Now, the reason everyone is going to be tuning in to this episode is the return of Elijah, formerly known as Elias in WWE. Now, for those who missed it, Elijah has been out for months, sidelined with a brutal torn tricep, which he suffered earlier this year. But Elijah is advertised to perform a live concert. Now, this is more than just a song. At Bound for Glory, Elijah made his presence known, Jeff Jarrett style, of course, reappearing to stop Nick Nemeth from cashing in his Call Your Shot gauntlet trophy on the new world champion, Mike Santana. Remember, Elijah made the statement saying, "You think you're Hollywood, but I'm the biggest star here." So his return sets up a massive 3-way dynamic, maybe even a triple threat down the line. So this Thursday, we will hear directly from Elijah. Will Nick Nemeth interrupt this concert? Will Santana join him in the ring? This segment has the potential for an impact moment, and it could be the main event angle for Turning Point. Moving on to the confirmed in-ring action for the live episode between Jason Hotch of Order 4 and Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander is the veteran, the powerhouse, the technical maestro. He brings high-level intensity, world-class wrestling to the table every single time. A win over Alexander legitimizes anyone in TNA, but also in any other company. Now enter Jason Hotch. Jason Hotch is a very talented wrestler who has the back of Order 4, a menacing faction led by Alexander's former rival, Mustafa Ali. Hotch desperately needs the win, not just for his own momentum, but to prove that Order 4 is the dominant force they claim to be in TNA. If this match stays clean, which I seriously doubt, I give the advantage to the experience of Alexander. But this is the go-home show, and we all know how Order 4 and other factions love to get involved in these type of matches. So I fully expect Order 4 to make their presence felt, either by helping Hotch to steal a win or by attacking Alexander after the bell. This match should be designed to make Order 4 look strong heading into Turning Point. And Cedric Alexander is the perfect victim for them to sacrifice to this cause. Now, because Thursday's Impact is the Turning Point Go Home show. We can speculate on other segments that TNA has yet to announce to fill out the Turning Point card. But the biggest open thread is, what will the matches be? Who will be challenging for the championships, as we need number one contenders for all of the championships. Now, I'm not saying that all of the Turning Point matches should be setting up the challengers for each of these championships, but at least some should. Specifically, the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, the Men's Tag Team Championships, and the World Championship. Could we see an appearance by a returning star or a new debuting star to set up a title challenge? And finally, back to Nick Nemeth and Mike Santana. They must have a face-to-face at this point, and that would be the logical conclusion. But with Elijah lurking in the background to foil Nemeth's chances of stealing the championship again, this segment is guaranteed to end in absolute chaos. And TNA has a lot of pieces to move, and they're all set to move this Thursday at Full Sail. That's all for this episode of Sudden Impact. What are your thoughts of what will happen at Thursday's Impact and at Turning Point? Who do you think Elijah will go after first? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you've made it this far, you're a true Sudden Impact fan. Subscribe to Sudden Impact for news and stories about TNA wrestling, and I will see you in the next one.